we have with us Dr. Amudha, who is the Associate Professor of Computer Science Engineering Department at Amudha School of Engineering, Kasanahalli, Bangalore. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Welcome, sir.
Before we begin our discussions on Computer Science Engineering Department, I would request you to give me a brief profile about yourself as to why did you choose to be an engineer and why did you pick up the profession of teaching engineering to the aspiring students. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll introduce myself. I'm Dr. Amudha. I'm with Amudha School of Engineering from 1998. I can proudly tell I'm an alumni of Amrita, and I can just very well tell that why I have choose computer science as my passion, because in my school level, I think it started somewhere in my school level, even in 9th standard, when a computer science teacher just introduced me what is logic. I was so inspired. So I decided that my career will be in some problem solving. So I'm very proud to tell that I'm in a career in which I enjoy each and every day of my career, and I've completed my doctorate in this specific discipline, and I enjoy problem solving. So that's why I've been in this career.
Yeah, Dr. Amudha, 22 years with, right? 22 years with Amrita Vidyapeetham, teaching engineering, computer science, well said, so more than 2 decades there. And if I have to ask you, having spent more than 2 decades with us in School of Engineering at Etimaday as well as in Bangalore, I'm sure you'll say this is one of the best departments, right? All right, that's nice to hear. And if you say so, what are the uniqueness of computer science engineering of Amrita School of Engineering, Bangalore, comparatively with other colleges and universities across the country?
Okay, that's a very right question. The world is moving towards an interdisciplinary approach. Okay, and we in computer science department, even though we started initially with an undergraduate program in computer science and a postgraduate program in computer science, we understood the trend in which the world is moving, and then we recently started programs on artificial intelligence and data science. So how do we able to do it? Because the faculty over here is interdisciplinary in nature, and we have different specialization. So we're able to accommodate ourselves how the computer science has been blended with rest of the other discipline, and hence is an exciting area because we see computer science application in every sector in the world, whether it's been education or it can be healthcare, it can be agriculture, it can be manufacturing. Everywhere we have seen computer science, and we have established every faculty is in connect with strong industry connect, and we have international collaboration, and we have something called as indigenous live-in labs program, where we connect to the remote villages. So we serve and we make sure that we give a wholesome approach for any student, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and technically competent enough so that he get a 360-degree transformation in this era. So that's why I feel computer science department stands apart in Bangalore campus.
I agree, I accept. And since you mentioned about the faculties that you have your department, what is the strength of your faculties? That's number one. And how strong are they? When I say strong, how many of them are PhDs? And if they are PhDs, how many of them are from the world-renowned universities? Or they could be from the Indian best of the universities like IITs or NITs or Amrita, Vishwa, Vidyapeetham, no doubt about it. So just a brief on that, ma'am, to move ahead.
Okay. So I'm really very proud to tell that we have a quite expertise faculty who's working in the department. 1/3 of the faculty is completed the PhD, and it's not from specific one specialization. Each and every faculty have their own expertise, and then they are called their own. They have their domain expertise in that specific field, and the rest of the faculty are doing research, and they're in the completion of the research. So you can assume that, or not assume, it's a fact that every faculty over here has got a research culture, and it has got her own strength or individual strength in specific domains of computer science. So, and where they have come from, it is across the globe. It has been headed by the chairperson who's from Iowa State of University, USA. followed by prestigious universities from IIT Delhi. We have people from other universities like Amrita Vidyapeetham, Anna University, and many other universities. So you can just see. And one more important factor over here. So the faculty over here is not alone from the globe. Across India also, we have from different states. So in turn, it's a small global world which is existing in the department. So I feel the faculty is able to establish state-of-art labs over here. We have human language technology lab. We have something called as eye tracking and computer vision lab. We have AI lab, that is artificial intelligence lab, Internet of Things. So all these specialization has been created by each and every faculty, PhD faculty who is holding over here, who brings a different flavor to the department. So I see.
Yes, you did mention about the labs. I was supposed to have asked you about the lab facilities that you have, and which is your pilot lab? Among all the 5, 6 labs which you did mention now, which you consider is a pilot lab for you?
Yeah. So I can just tell that the department has got something called as a trust area group, that is called as which is very much aligned to the industry need of the computer science specialization. So which broadly comes under 5 different categories. One is called as the vision, computer vision lab, and then something is one more is the Internet of Things, then information security, then we have data analytics, and then we have something called as human language technology. So we have a specific lab associated to each of this research area. For example, the computer vision has got a eye tracking and a computer vision lab where you try to analyze the gaze of a person, images, we try to analyze videos, we try to analyze. Application is wide words, smart city application. You have video analytics application, surveillance application. Robotics we have, which is connected as an interdisciplinary area of research lab which is existing over here, where different discipline faculty come together, and we have state-of-art robots which has been indigenously built by the students of Amrita, and it has been deployed over there. And we have an artificial intelligence lab specifically where we have drones, 3D printing, and we have high-end computing system to do a large amount of data. We have a GPU computing center which takes care of this large amount of data which can be handled. And we have something called as human language technology lab, where we try to look at speech and language, that is text, how to process. And these are the few labs which I wanted to highlight over here in this present, to look at how we are so much connected to the real world problems and how do we solve it across.
Thank you, Dr. Amudha. Now I would like to take on to the most important topic on projects and internship. I'm sure that computer science students would go through a lot of projects and plenty of internship, maybe in the 3rd to 4th year, or I don't know when you are going to do them. But how effectively or how efficiently do you make your students to take part in these projects and internship? Because I find not about the Amudha School of Engineering, it is totally looked at in a different angle in other institutions. I don't find them that serious on internships, that serious on projects. It's like outing and going out. I'm sure it's not so in your department. And how is it different from other institutions here again on projects and internship? Over to you, ma'am.
So I wanted to take the answer, like we very well look at a project as an important component in the curriculum. So it's not just the end semester project which we are highlighting. We have, for every course, there's a project component in the course. So the student is in turn trying to build all his skill of problem solving, creative, and then he learns a skill of resilience. After failure also, he may be able to pick up the project. So since it's integrated in every course, he knows how to do a project. And we have different opportunities how he can build a skill of the projects. I can give an example. We have a tie-up with Honeywell accelerator program, where even a second-year student gets tied up with the real-time use case with the subject experts in the Honeywell, and then try to solve real-time problems. It is not even part of the curriculum, but they do during the summer or winter vacations. And then since the connect which we had with the industry, make them take a small projects like that. And then the third project, third year, they have one more project which is called as, we have a 2-credit specific project where he can go around, develop his technical skills on any specialized area he wanted to do, and then do a specific project over here. So you can just see in first, second, and the third year, all the 3 years, in different forms, we are introducing the project component. And finally, when he comes to the final year, he makes a major choice. All the students make two different choices, whether he wanted to do a higher studies or he wanted to go for a job. So if he wanted to do a higher study, again, there are two options available in the university. One is either he can do an international exchange program, go and do an internship, do his final year completion in the international opportunity, either through student exchange program or a short internship program, or you can do a summer 6 months program. So we have different opportunities which is available with the university. The other option over here is if you wanted to do a research project with the research faculty over here, we have different labs which I've told. They work with the faculties over here and then do. And we have similarly industry connect. So we send them to DRDO, ISRO, and we try to collaborate with national research organization where the students do the project. And mostly you can just see the people who are aiming up higher studies mandatorily try to have a paper publication, a research publication. So you can understand that at the end of your final year, you will have a research publication out of your project with your faculty and with your industry partner or your research project, which is really a very great impact for their project. And the second category of students, which I told, is the people who wanted to go for job immediately, not really aiming for a higher studies, try to take up an internship. So it can be an internship which is being during the summer, or they take a long internship, which is a 6 months internship at the end of the final semester. So this internship is all paid internship. They get maximum 25,000 to 35,000 for the 6 months up. So they start earning, and their placement is along with after they complete the degree. And this internship is a part of their project. So the internship is with Amazon, internship is Microsoft, they do internship with Intune. So there are very high, well-paid internship conversion to very high paid placement opportunity for the student. So it is a choice of the student, and we provide all the excellent platform for him to work on in any of these avenues.
Yes, Dr. Amudha, as you rightly said, if a student takes internship seriously and do well during the internship, there is always an opportunity, like companies like Amazon or Flipkart, right? What else companies did you mention, ma'am? Oh, okay. All those companies could even offer you a job. So you're rest assured of a job that if you take internship serious, right or wrong, ma'am? He gets placed. I mean, that's very important. Now, my next question to you, ma'am, is like, you'll agree with me that the information technology, the IT industry, the IT as such is changing. There's a transformation taking place at a much faster pace. And I believe that what you teach in the first semester, by the time the student goes to the second semester, what you taught in the first semester becomes totally obsolete, redundant for that matter. Under these circumstances, you did mention about the industry collaboration, industry connect, especially in the computer science department which you are handling today. You must be knowing as to what exactly is taking place as per the computer science or the software industry or whatever industry we are looking at is changing on a much faster. And based on that, you must prepare your students, right or wrong. How do you connect yourself? And how do you know that Amazon wanted this 2 months back, now they don't want this, and they want this? And then bring it to your curriculum, right? That's very important. And always I say, you must make a tailor-made students who can directly fit into any of those multinational mentioned. So how do you connect? How do you come to know that these are the changes taking place in the industry? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. This is a very nice question. See, actually, computer science department is very tightly connected, coupled, we can tell, with the industry. So I can just tell it's a five-fold connection with the industry. The first and foremost is in the part of the BOS, that is a Board of Studies. We have members from the industry who takes part effectively in the design of the curriculum. So if you look at undergraduate program, every 3 years undergraduate curriculum is revised, and every 6 months or 1 year, whenever we have a course completion, the faculty tries to finish it, the feedback has been taken into the curriculum and it's been revised. And it's not only in the BOS, there is a member who is sitting and trying to direct what has to be in the curriculum. In the course, okay, every course of it. For example, we have a software engineering course, which is being coupled directly with TCS. So TCS gives a problem use case to be solved for the students. And they try to execute or look at how the agile platform, agile development has been taken care in the lab. So we have every course tied up with the required company so that they mentor and tell us what is the need of the day. And one more thing, we have generally connect for every course. There is an expert talks which has been, we have invited talks from the industry who come and give the advanced topic and give hands-on to the students. And we have an opportunity for courses where they can co-teach with the faculty over here. So the industry experts is being available in the course itself. And the second point over here is this is with the curriculum. The second level is with the respect to the course. And the third is, as I told, we have projects and we have internship. So we make sure that this we conduct something called as hackathon. Hackathon is a venue where the industry comes and gives a real-time challenges to the students. So they bring the real use cases from the industry, and it's a 24-hour hackathon, and the problems students solve it in 24 hours, and they interact with, we call it as a subject matter expert. So they interact with the students, and then they clearly know what this industry is trying to solve it. So we have real tie-up with Honeywell, who completely sponsor the hackathon specifically for Amrita students. So we have such tie-ups with TCS, which tie-up with MAP, who specifically provide this platform for them to know what they are trying to work on. And one more thing is that the real-time use cases, we have tie-ups where they try to work on the real-time use cases, and they grade them and then give them a certificate on something called as each and every student is being connected to the industry, and he takes up a real-time problem with the industry, and he's been graded over there as he's a topper. They give them some gold badges or silver badges. So we have such close connection in terms of project, faculty, student, and the industry. And the third one over here is with respect to research labs. Every research lab is connected with an industry. For example, the lab which I'm working over here is connected with a Parallexum, which is, we had a consultancy work. The students get directly an opportunity to work on to the consultancy project, and we have research projects, funded research projects. The student again get an opportunity to work with what is the real cutting technology on which the students start to work. And Amrita stands for known for its live-in lab. So you have the students go out, explore what is happening in the ground level, come back with all these learned understanding of what is learned in the technology, and then try to create or build up solutions which can be deployed in the platform. So it all put together gives a better flavor that our department is in connect with the industry in all levels, in the BOS, in the curriculum, in the course, in the projects, in the internships. So
wonderful, Dr. Amudha. My next question would be a very simple question, that if I have to take up computer science as my degree course, how do I look at myself, whether am I a really fit person to take computer science? Is there any way to gauge, judge as an individual, yes, I am right for computer science? Right. Is there any way to, is there a way, I don't know, I mean, being in the computer science, what are those, talents or the qualities that you feel a student must have to be a good computer scientist? Like, for example, programming, software, all these have some talents, right? What is your opinion about it?
I will try to answer it in two levels. One is basically fundamentally what you expect, what kind of skills you expect over here. So generally, it's just not any specific skills which we tell. You should have an analytical skill, okay? So, and then you should have something called as a problem-solving skill, and he should be creative, and he should have critical thinking, and he should be resilient. So what are these different factors? So you should be able to think out of the box, and when you get an idea, you should be able to look at whether the solution is a feasible solution. So you should be having a critical thinking. And the third one, resilience. Even if you have a number of failures, are you able to attempt and go further and do it across? And then you have, if you have these skills, I'm sure you are a right apt candidate for computer science, because none of these skills is going to go away with anything change in the technology. So these are the basic skills which is required. And the later on skills which you try to look at is your flavor for passion for programming, passion for to solve with respect of passion for a little bit of maths to mathematics concepts, and then try to look at the world and look at where is the problem lying and how do I apply my understanding of these problem solving technique to solve it. So if you are able to do all these things, I think these basic skills is enough for a computer science student. I don't require.
So Dr. Amudha, let me ask you one question. If a student of yours, the final year student of computer science engineer, comes to you and asks, ma'am, I need a help from you. Should I pick up a job, or should I start my own business? Right? Probably I'm also keen on being an entrepreneur. Or should I go for higher studies? What would be your recommendation? Higher studies, entrepreneurship, or placement? Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. So I think it all depends upon your specific skill set of what he has done. So
yeah, that's perfect, because 4 years with you or 3.5 years with you, you'll be able to judge about this guy's capabilities. So based on his capability, you give an answer to him. So personally, what is your suggestion? Or if you are a 4th year student of computer science engineering, right, would you go for placement? Would you go for higher studies, or would you start your own business? What do you?
Okay. So I think on the process of my 4 years of with this student, I would have observed his different skills. One, I would have looked at whether he's a person who can analyze the data or can make his new interpretation, or he's having a better visual cues, we call it as, whether he's able to look at the problem and have a visual design approach, or he's a person who's can very good at the back end, trying to solve hardware related, and or he's a person who's passionate enough to understand and make creative solutions over here. So if he's coming under all these groups, so I will just try to map him and advise him that you are good for a networking job or a system hardware level job. Or if he's good in design or whatever it is, I tell you, please go and take up game designing or visual designing or game development, animation, virtual reality. And if he's good at analytics, I will suggest him to go for a data analytic or an analytic job, which can be suitable for him. And if he's good at critical thinking of analyzing or doing it across, I will suggest him, please take an higher studies and do your master's program and upskill your research intention, and then go further in your thing. And the last one over here is, if he's out of the box, if he's able to bring out over here, and I will just ask him to go connect with we have something called as Amrita technical incubation teams. We connect to them and ask them, please take up an opportunity to become an entrepreneur, connect to the alumni who have already started up and ventured it, and advise him to take up that option. So I think that's...
Yeah, well said, Dr. Amudha. And my next clarification would be on your placement, right? And it's a matter of fact that 99.9% of the students who join us is to get well placed after their, or even before their completion of the final year. How was it? I know I'm very happy to answer this question. How was it in 2019, and did it progress up or did it progress down because of pandemic? Was there any impact of this pandemic by your students not getting placed, or will it in the future, in 2021, that this situation will erase off the opportunities of our computer science engineering to be placed? So what is your feel and gut feeling on this particular placement?
I think it's not a gut feeling of me. I think the entire world knows that you are going to have very high package if you're going to choose in computer science department. So a very simple example is, I just look at the statistics of my department. So the highest package which was obtained in somewhere in 2012 was something around 5 to 6 lakhs over here. But the current, the student who has got the package over here is 52 lakhs. Okay, so it is Atlantia, and that's the recent highest package which is obtained. So you can just look at, it is not, it has been multiplied by a factor of 10, which is what's been happened in a decade. So so in terms of package, what the university offers is really remarkable, and every student in the university gets placed, was eligible student gets placed with an average package of 5 to 6 lakhs. And you have different companies like Google, Cisco, Intuit, SAP, who have packages varying from 10 to 15 lakhs, which is the highest package which the students get over here at this current time. And computer science is going to be in the market for quite a long...
Yeah. Since you mentioned about comparing the current placement salaries, what our children get in computer science, to that of 2011 or 2012, and from 62 lakhs to 52 lakhs, close to about 10 times. So can I say in 2030, 2031, from a level of 52 lakhs, probably it would go close to how much? Yeah? How many crores it would be? Probably it would cross, what would be about 10 times, maybe about, I don't know, 52 into 10 times is going to be about 5 to 6 crores.
So that is an era of creativity.
Yeah, that is
I would
what,
say.
because I believe, I don't know, this is mechanical engineers, their initial would be less compared to that is computer science, and they have an exponential growth in terms of salaries, but yours is more of incremental, right? You get about 15 to 20% every year, and it takes about 5 to 6 years to double your salaries. Anyway, I'm not going to come back to that, but your expectation would be in the year 2030 from 52 lakhs. I mean, students from Amrita School of Engineering, right? Because you have the best of the best, the teaching facilities and teaching and learning facilities. And I'm sure the 52 lakhs must go to close to about 5 crores or 6 crores. This is what my expectation is all about. Right, around. Since you said the opportunities are going to blast in the future, right?
I'm just going to the average salary.
And that's okay.
So
that's
this is
okay.
the highest.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I always compare that highest, Okay, there could be somebody else to come maybe after 10 years to give us this to our children. So, do you remember, since you have been working for almost more than 20 years with us, and you would have seen many students passing out, and they are now alumnus of ours, and could you, if you remember, if at all you remember, any students now taken off higher positions in companies like Microsoft or Amazons or those major software companies, and holding very senior positions now and earning good amount? Over to you. Mention some few names.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I will try to put it into 3 different categories, because
that
seems to be more inspiring, which connect to our value of what Amrita tries to do. One, in terms of what you try to do, like we have Pavan, who's a lead engineer in Flipkart, and we have that is in terms of trying to tell in top-notch companies, they are in the leading position. The second, which I wanted to tell is, as I told you, we promote entrepreneurship or startup. So we have Rohan, who has started a travel-based startup company, and he's coming back to Amrita and recruiting the Amrita students for his company. And we have one more student, which is who's called Shruti, and you should know really about her work. She's opened up as a side website called as Security or something like that, which tries to look at how to educate the students, women students, and educate them on the information of security, and then make sure the students move towards the domain of information security. And you have one more student who has started a startup company specifically for differently abled students. So you can just look at, in all these things, we have different criteria of students who are placed in the top-notch companies, and who's person who's trying to serve the society. And then we have other kind of student who is trying to help the society for a different sector of people. So as you look at, we have given, I've given an example of an alumni who was in the industry at the top level, and who is in the society trying to contribute something to the society. And the third level is trying to start up a company and provide employment for many others.
That's right. Ma'am, well said, well answered. My final question to you. Yes, computer science engineering, as ma'am really mentioned, that there's going to be a bright future because the software industry is going to boom, and technologies, that's going to be the future, and that's going to rule the roost. My question to you, ma'am, is, if somebody has to join for computer science engineering, why should he or she join Amrita Vidyapeetham? And if so, why should she or he join your department at Amrita School of Engineering, Bangalore? Over to you.
Okay. So Amrita stands for value, and Amrita gives education for life, and it has been taken care in the curriculum. We make sure we give state-of-art technology and make them educate in the discipline in which he is specializing, and you make sure that he has got not only his intellectual growth is there. We make sure he's mentally stable. We have other programs which helps him to make sure that he is able to be a stabilized and right person to make the right decision at the right time. And this blend of mental and physical and technical expertise, which is being spread by every faculty who also imbibes all these values, I'm sure none of the universities tries to provide it. And if you look at the general structure of your university, the university has got international collaborations, and the university has got an interdisciplinary approach, which is, as we told, this is era of interdisciplinary, but Amrita by itself has been already having interdisciplinary. The engineering department is connected with other healthcare or any other sectors of discipline, and students are allowed to move around all these and do projects. And then you have what is the grassroots of the country, that is the villages. So you expose the students to give an opportunity to go there and see what is the real problem in the grassroots and try to solve it, which is again an added value which you never get in any other and we are assessment system, which is a continuous assessment system, and the learning platform is such a way that you learn and you try to adapt it and then you try to solve it. And so this blend of all these components makes us a lot of difference, which none of the university can give it over here. And we teach them the main purpose that you are there to serve the humanities and you're not here for anything else. I think that's...
Yeah, serving the humanity, that's right. I don't know, I said it's the final question, but I don't know whether it's right to ask you now or not. I always believe that if you fail to plan, the plan itself will fail. And here is where a last and the final question to you, ma'am, that what are your future plans in the next 10 years regarding your computer science department? What are your plans in the future? You must prepare yourself to face 2025, 2030. So what are your plans for your department?
Okay. So as I told you that when we started the branch, we had only the base core computer science undergraduate and postgraduate, and we moved on now to artificial intelligence in the undergraduate level, and postgraduate level we have a data science, so which is in a state of requirement of what is existing in the current. But if you want to look at the future of what we want to do, as we see ourselves as an integral part of every discipline. Okay, so AI or artificial intelligence or data analytics is going to be integral part of every sector, every manufacturing sector, every healthcare sector, every education, or if you can look at you name anything across over here, it is going to be autonomous. So we try to prepare ourselves in such a way that we become more interdisciplinary. So we just try to open up all emerging technologies like something called as virtual reality, augmented reality, gaming, and big data analytics, Internet of Things, graphics, computer graphics, and all how to be integrated to the problem solving connected to these different disciplines. So that is our pathway, which is the need of the hour, because we are moving towards an era of autonomous. We are moving to an era of autonomous. So we are just planning ourselves how to solve all other discipline problem and making CSE as an integral part of it. So that's how we are planning to go ahead with the labs.
Yes, we had with us Dr. Amudha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Amudha School of Engineering, Bangalore, telling us as to why we should choose computer science engineering at Amudha School of Engineering, Bangalore. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your splendid and valuable time, enlightening us about your knowledge on computer science, and it was nice talking to you. And let's wish our students who join us all the very best learning computer science.
Thank you.
Good day to you. Namaskar.